coming in to raid or whatever, that's fine. Like, if you've ended your stream and you want to come and, like, raid in and hang out and stuff, by all means, go for it. Just, like, no, I forget that shout-outs are a thing, and I don't intentionally not shout out people. I just forget that it's a thing. Please don't feel insulted if I forget. But yeah, by all means, I'm happy to just have, like, whoever, whenever here, chitty-chatting and stuff. I just appreciate you guys, you know, take some time out of your day and come and say hello, or listen for a little bit, or redeem something, or whatever, you know? It's just nice. Like, you don't have to. The fact that you have, it's, you know, I appreciate it. I'm kind of also looking at the fact that I have a fuck ton of shit to harvest at the moment, and I'm like, I think I have enough people for this, but they haven't brought in my potatoes yet. I'm still waiting for that. I'm like, I don't want to set them up to go harvest more if they haven't brought in the potatoes. But they're doing fine, I think. Senior third, what? What mod do I run then? What? I missed something there. What mods do I run then, Genius? Oh, I don't remember mods. Like, when it comes to, like, mods in a game, I don't fucking remember that. Because, like, when it comes to mods, specifically for RimWorld, let's hold this down for RimWorld for a hot second. I don't go and look at mods to begin with, so I don't remember mine mostly off the top of my head. I have a Word document on my second screen, so when somebody asks me, I look at that and I read out what's on that. That's how I remember what mods I've got. I don't remember, it's not valid, useful information for my brain, so it doesn't retain it. So whenever somebody else, like, lists off what mods they've got, I don't fucking remember. I do think that you use the TTS thing, I don't think it's TTS, I think it's, like, the thing where you can type in to do stuff to somebody's RimWorld, I think. I'm pretty sure you have that. Yeah, TTK. Yeah, see, I remember that. I know you've got that. I don't know what it's called, though, you know? So, it's fine. Like, that's about as close as I'll get to remembering somebody's mods, you know, because I don't remember my own. It's a Shane, your third cousin from out Mongolia. What the fuck? Boomalote revenge. No, we'd be right. We got all the turrets here. It didn't even last a second. Hippo was fine. I've got that many out here, unless they're attacking. I don't think they're angry. I've got so many turrets here, I don't really have to worry about this group, but the fire hazard is real. Here we go. Cag, Mitz, and B. Is it all of them? Yeah, it looks like most of them. Alright, well, we should be okay. I have a lot of turrets. Oh, Cag. Hold on. Can I get you two to just back the fuck up? The turret should go off again for the other one, I hope. Or maybe not. Is it not angry? Nah, it's angry. There we go. Alright, we're sweet. Yeah, no real problem. Will likely be the only one I mentioned. Probably. Like, if you had others, I definitely wouldn't have retained them, unfortunately. For half the time I'm in VC with him playing something live. Oh yeah, I recently had a mod who comes in regular. Now, I do remember that. I do remember you saying that you were like, voice, what do you call it? Is it voice chatting or is it virtual? I think it's virtual chatting, isn't it? Anyway, that thing. I do remember you saying you were doing that with your mod last time I heard from you and stuff. But I think it was coming up because I was talking about the avatar and like my thoughts on, I literally can't think of it. I think it's like VR chat. I'm gonna go with it. That's the best I can do. I don't think it's VR, but yeah, I think I had like misunderstood it back then, and I was like talking about that in depth about how like if I had a character like that, I'd have to make my own in it. And I'm like, I'm already struggling to learn Live 2D, so, which is why we're not going to have Wednesday streams, by the way, for anybody that missed the start of tonight. So basically, I was going to start not having Wednesday streams from May onwards, so I could spend those Wednesdays learning and rigging my avatar and stuff. But I had planned it to be like next week being the last random game night yesterday, which is why I planned to play RimWorld tonight for random game night. But then I got a text message tonight from my internet provider being like, hey, you're going to have an outage next Wednesday and have no internet. And I'm like, fucking okay. So we don't have a stream next Wednesday, just as a heads up. So yeah, basically from this week onwards, there won't be Wednesday streams until I either finish my avatar or I get her into a position where I'm comfortable that I can have some time outside of Wednesdays to work on it. Because basically at the moment, I don't really have a lot of free time. Like I spend at least usually one day of my weekend asleep. And then like the other day, I'm usually like working on stuff or planning things and whatever. So I don't have a lot of free time, basically. Normally, the best I've been doing is like learning, like watching tutorials and shit before going to bed. As I'm laying in bed while I'm waiting for my hair to dry or something like that. So yeah, it's not been the most productive run of like learning it, and I feel like I learn it better when I'm at the computer and can follow along. So I just, instead of streaming, I won't be like laying in bed asleep or something like that. I won't really be super available. I'll be slightly in Discord and shit, obviously, but I won't be like 100% there. I'll be using those 4 to 8 hours to learn and rig my avatar until she's fully done. I don't know how long that will take, but I've got like 6 months till September. So yeah, I've got 6 months. So we either have like no Wednesdays for 6 months or we'll have no Wednesdays for a few months. Okay. So that's how that's going to go. So I'll still have 7 Days to Die on Mondays, RimWorld Tuesdays, Diablo 2 on Thursdays until I finish that run. And then I was going to take a break from it so I don't go back to back with my Amazon and Sorcerer, but we'll see what happens with it. And then Fridays are Project Zomboid and stuff. Like I said, my only problem is if I come across a game that I want to play, I don't have the random game night slot available to like replace with that game. That's the only problem. But it's fine. Worst case scenario, like 7 Days to Die has got 2.0 coming out probably in June by now. So like that probably won't change. RimWorld definitely won't change. RimWorld will stay on Tuesdays. Diablo 2, like I said, if I finish my character, I will do a showcase of my original Diablo 2 characters. I'll go through and I'll show what they look like and stuff. A couple of them are insane. It's worth the watch. But I probably won't be just casually running around playing Diablo for a bit after that once it's finished. So I don't know what that will be. But if I finish it and I don't have another game to put in that slot, I may make that a random game night impromptu for a while. See how we go. But yeah, Project Zomboid and stuff. I'm kind of looking forward to sort of, I don't know. I don't really want to start a new character. I don't want to start a new world with her yet because I still have so much shit that I have that I'd like to have a chance to try to use. But I also realized that, like, unless I come across another generator book, I'm kind of fucked for that anyway. Yeah, I wonder if we could grow something in this just quickly while we're here for a bit. The caravan's arrived. Is that here? Yeah. All right. Well, if that's here, I've got one more to come. And I have one more lump of gold to go to. So I don't want them to try to get more wood. We have like 3,000 or 4,000 wood in this caravan currently. The other caravan will be here in like a couple of days, maybe a day. So I'll get them to go around. I'll get them to pick up all the medicine, all the berries. We've already mined the thing. I'm not seeing any additional steel apart from this urn. They've got the other urn down there, which have already deconstructed. What's on fire now? Man. That's not the spot to have your lunch, mate. I don't know if he's getting hurt. Not yet. as an interesting choice. Like, I understand tonight's a cold night here in Australia, but like, for fuck's sake, mate, you don't need to be between 3 fires to be comfortable. Like, to be fair, it is getting progressively colder. So, like, I've had the heater on tonight. I've got, like, long sleeve shit on. And earlier I was going between increasing the heater to, like, from hot to hotter. But without the backrest, it's a little bit too hot stuff. What do you define as cold? So, I'm somebody that can't warm up, for starters. So you need that as context to begin with, okay? I would probably put that down to some kind of level of poor circulation, I'd imagine. I've always kind of had it. So if I'm wearing long sleeve clothing and socks and jumpers and I get cold, adding more clothing or blankets are not going to make me warmer. Okay, so I need a heat source. So that's either a heater or like a heat pack or like a physical body or something, right? I need something that radiates heat to warm up. I can't warm up on my own. I'm basically like a fucking lizard. So anyway, as for like ambient temperature and coldness and stuff, so in Australia we kind of like mid around like the 20s kind of thing throughout most of the year. Obviously in summer it goes up closer to 40s and shit like that, and in winter where I am, it probably only ever dips down to, the coldest I've ever seen it dip to is -5, and that's a really damn cold day. It normally sits down to between 2 degrees and 12 degrees in the early mornings. It warms up during the middle of the day, almost peaks to 20, goes back to being cold once the sun starts to set and stuff. So it doesn't snow where I am. I don't have to deal with snow or that level of cold, okay? But because it's a tropical heat where I am used to it being hot, humid, dry, stuff like that, warm, right? So when it does get cold, it's the kind of cold that seeps into your bones through your clothes, because our houses and our clothing are not really designed for the cold. So it can sometimes be colder inside the house than it actually is ambiently outside of the house in winter. And same with summer. Sometimes inside can be hotter than ambiently outside. Our houses are not very well insulated. And when it comes to our clothing, a lot of our clothing is like cotton or cotton blends and stuff like that. So it's kind of cooling to wear. It's not super warm. And a lot of it is like, it's not like tightly woven material either. So it does have a little bit of airflow to it because it's supposed to be mostly worn in summer. When it comes to like winter clothing here, like we do have some thicker stuff, but it usually sells out in like the first week or two of the coldest week. So if you don't have it, don't think to buy it, or can't afford it, you don't get it. I have one pair of track pants, but I hate wearing them because they're either too hot or they don't stretch. So like I go to move and I can't move. I used to have some really nice track pants when I was always going to gym and shit. They weren't really warm. They were just like long material. And they kind of like sat nicely and stuff because I stretched buggery out of them at the gym and stuff. But I don't have stuff like that anymore, you know. It's like I suppose full flushes waiting to happily. No. I have cardigans for jumpers, but I also have this like fuzzy thick jumper as well that was a like pullover hoodie kind of thing. But I hate any kind of clothing that I can't like get cool air to like my collarbones, like top of my chest area kind of thing. I don't like clothes that I can't like breathe in like that. I think personally for me it's an asthmatic thing. Because if I get too hot, I have asthma attacks, so win. But yeah, on the flip side, like I had that and it was too hot, so I just cut it up the center. So I kind of cut it up sewed it up a little bit, cut off some of the sleeves. The sleeves kind of go down to just past my elbows on my forearms, and it doesn't close up at the front, but I can throw that on top of a cardigan, on top of a long sleeve shirt, and feel warmer, as long as I trap the heat in before I get cold and stuff. So it's mostly just about keeping the chill from getting in kind of thing. But I fucking hate layers and crap. I also hate committing to like a really heavy, thick, long sleeve anything. Like, that's, I'd rather wear a singlet and bike pants and add leggings and a t-shirt and then add a jumper and socks and then add the fuzzy thingy kind of thing. That's more the person I am, sort of thing. You know, hey Darren, welcome in. What are you up to? Dinosaur's caravan's just arrived at its destination. Did it though? Because I don't think it's in there. There we go. Alright, well that's all there. As long as they hunt their animals, we can send this. I don't think I actually sent them home before with their animals. Kimmy tackles Freddy. Pigeon, can you guys come help Sass? She's a good shot, but she needs to move right now. Love, move. Keep running. She might make it out of there. Tell Sasswagon falls asleep so I can go for plushes. No. You get your rest, Viking. I'm pretty much nearly at the end of the stream because I gasped back for like over 20 minutes at the start in the chatting thing and I started late, so I don't mind going a little bit later tonight. Plus last Wednesday for a while, so why not? Lane is throwing a party. Oh yeah? That should mean a prison breakout, because that's what that always means in my colony. Well, if they're all going to go have a party, that's fine. Much today is going to be put the lawn chair together day. Oh yeah. The lawn chair fucking things. Wait, was that broken? Is that just... No, it wasn't. It's fine. Well, hopefully the lawn chairs don't fight you too much. I'll have to fight to put a computer chair together in a week. So I won't exactly like know your pain, but I'll know of it in a week's time. I actually don't hate putting together stuff. I don't enjoy it, but I don't mind it kind of thing. It just reminds me of like, I don't know, back when I used to do a bit of like construction-y stuff. Like renovations and crap sort of stuff. So, hold on. Was that at the risk of sounding goofy, how's your butt and throat? Yeah, it's all right. My throat is currently actively shitting itself, so it's fine. It's been doing pretty good all night. It had a couple of moments where it just crapped out on me and I like started coughing a little bit, so it's not doing too badly. Considering I basically had like a fortnight where I wasn't really talking, it's doing pretty good. As for my butt hurts so fucking bad from this fucking footstool. I'm not joking. I took painkillers at the start of the night to deal with this because within a few minutes, my body was already like, no. By the time I was editing last night, I was standing up at my desk and it felt ridiculous because I was basically like nomming on my microphone at that height. But yeah, I couldn't stand to sit down anymore. I didn't want to come in here early to work on anything because I didn't want to start the pains early and stuff. But the other day you haven't talked in a while and we're having sore throats. Yeah, no, it's all right. I appreciate you remember that. I'm just minding my colonists having a party here. Yeah, so for anybody that missed it, we had a Star vs. Forces of Evil cartoon watch party over the Easter long weekend in Discord. So it was 28 hours of cartoons across 4 days, and that was fine. That was great. It was so fun. But in amongst the last day, my chair snapped again, and it broke for good. So it's broke once before. One of the spindle legs snapped and sent me flying backwards, and that fused the base and the spindle and the gas lift together, and we got that off when we repaired it. And this is ages ago. This is a couple of years ago. We repaired that, and then I've been using it ever since with a new base spindle thing, right? Which has been inappropriate height for the chair. So I have been sitting much higher at my desk than I really should be, which is why I've had posture check for so long to help me sit up straight, because I hunch forwards on my desk just because I'm so absurdly high away from it, right? And my chair has been breaking at least for over 6 months. And what's been happening is it's been getting more and more loose and wiggling around. And basically what's happened is, like, I've just developed like more core muscles and balance and stuff, and I've just been coping with it because I couldn't afford to replace it and I couldn't find a good replacement for it. So I've just been tolerating it and being like, okay, well, I sit down, but I have to sit down really gently and I have to sit really still, and I can't pull it forwards. Like it's been sat in one spot on the carpet for ages and I haven't been able to push or pull it around because I couldn't risk it. So I kind of like have just had that. And really recently, pretty much before Christmas, I said anytime between Christmas and now, it was gonna go. And what was happening is it was starting to wobble side to side. And the chair is not able to wobble side to side. And I've been under it. I've been having a look at it. I've been like, what the hell is breaking under here? I thought it was the part that fuses to the bottom of the chair. And then I thought it was the actual like L-shaped part of the chair that is like the base and the backrest, because it's all one piece. I prefer those as chairs. And it wasn't that, but I thought it was. I thought the backing was starting to snap and go. And I'm like, any day now, this is going to go. And I was sitting on it during the watch party. And I leant over to grab my drink. And I just heard this like crunch. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And the chair just like, do you know, like most, like, what do you call it? Like a park that you take your kids to kind of shit. Like, you know how there's like usually a thing that you can sit on that has a spring under it and it can literally go in like all the directions, right? And you can just sit on it, hold on to it, and it just fucking things you around. That's basically what my chair was doing. So it broke like halfway into the watch party on the last night, and I wasn't game to get off the chair. So I just kind of like clenched my foot. I clenched my bum onto the chair and kind of like propped my leg up in a way that like was taking all the weight of the chair. And I sat like that for 3 hours throughout the rest of the party, because I didn't want to get off the chair because I figured it was just going to fall like sideways and flop off the spindle. And yeah, I got off later and it leaned all mightily to like one side, and I'm like, oh no. So I got underneath there, and basically where the welding is that connects it to the gas lift has cracked right through, and it's got 3 parts that can weld it together to keep it like straight, and a panel underneath that's welded on has fallen off. Like, has basically cracked and fallen off, but the side of it has cracked 2/3 the way around. So if I sit on it again, it's probably just going to just plock off the seat thing. But it's not a part that I can fix, and I don't really think I can find the replacement for this specific part. It's too unspecific and probably sized specific for the chair. Like, I don't know what it's called, but I also don't know the specifications to find an exact replacement for it. That's the problem I've got. So I can't really fix it. I also don't have welding skills or gear, so I can't fix it. And I can't afford to get a welder to fix it. I don't know anybody that can do welding, so I'm just going to get a replacement chair. It's also probably at least over 5 years old, maybe more, and I've used it for like 8 to 10 hours a day for at least like the last 3 years. So it's got a lot of usage out of it. And prior to that, definitely a lot of hours too. But specifically the last few years, it's actually been used as buggery. And most of like the pleather and stuff is torn up in a way that if I was to sit on it with like bike pants or something, it would scratch up the back of my legs and stuff. So it's pretty well worn. It's been used to absolute fuckery. So yeah, like I wish I could find like a replacement for the actual bit, itself, because I think that the one solid L-shaped part of the chair might still be okay. The arms are still a bit iffy, but I think it could hold out for like another couple of years if I could find a replacement. But that's a lot of measuring, fucking figuring it out, also ignoring the broken part and the twisted frame, getting all that shit right for a replacement and crap, and for the right kind of sized chair as well, because nothing in fucking Australia for chairs is ever the fucking same or standard. Like, because we get shit from everywhere, so like to find out where the fuck this came from like 5 or so years ago, who knows where the fuck they got it made from and stuff, which company would make replacements, crap. Just annoying. But yeah, I'm currently sitting on my footstool. My footstool is kind of like I've been kind of describing it as like, you know when you sit on a horse, right? And you sit really wide saddle? That's the only position I can sit in that doesn't hurt on this thing, because it bends in all 4 directions away from itself. So yeah, it's pretty uncomfortable. But I've got this for like a week, and either painkillers and tolerance, or like short streams, one of the two, will work for me for it. And it's fine. If I can deal with sitting on a wobbly chair for like over 6 months, I can handle this for a week. The only thing is I'm like a foot to half a foot shorter than the desk. So I feel like really small. The problem is I have really long legs. So I'm trying to sit in this comfortably, but my legs are like, I said this best earlier, as they are cross-folded, vertically hanging beneath me, but also smushed up against the ground upon themselves. So the only thing is my feet and ankles and lower legs hate the sensation of being bent like that. So it's really painful for my ankles and feet and shit at the moment. But if I can divert some of the arse pain to my ankles for a bit, I don't mind that. If I can just alternate between my ankles and my arse for a bit, that'd be great. Because at least then it's not that uncomfortable. The only problem is I have got like permanent back, hip, and neck injury. So anything that aggravates my old hip injury or my old back injury will often aggravate one or the other and or my neck. And then I'll just end up not being able to like move around much. So I'm trying to sit in the most comfortable position I can find. And I know that somebody suggested that, oh, why don't you sit on like, you know, a dining table chair and stuff. And I'm like, it's so much worse than this. I can't even describe how much worse it is to sit on than this. I don't sit at my dining table for a reason. I hate the chairs. And they're kind of breaking too, honestly. They're like 19 years old. And I used to kind of sit on the side of them. So I didn't really sit like fully centered on the seat. I always sat off to one side and kind of like sat on one of my legs. And as a result of that, all the chairs leaned to a side. And so the frame is bent sideways. So yeah, all my chairs are fucked. So it's fine. But yeah, look, if there were things that I could fix, I'd fix them. Like with my couch, I had 2 double-seater couches. They're also like 19 years old as well. But like I had one of the seats break, and this house isn't really practical to have like two-seaters. It was fine for my first house, but not for this place. And I was kind of sick of having two-seaters. So one day I just got out the tools and converted a 2-seater into a 1-seater. And now I have a 1-seater and a 2-seater. And it looks great. And it works really good and stuff. So if I could fix it, I'd do it. That's just the kind of person I am. And I have fixed this chair before. But the way it's broken this time, it's not. Like, I could probably take the spindle off and, like, save that for later. If that's good. If I could get it to unfuse itself, that'd be great. But, like, if I can't, it's got to go too. Because I just don't have room to like keep random semi-broken items around for parts and shit. I just don't have space for that. But yeah, basically to let you guys know what's happening is my gold lump caravan's finished. My other caravans have merged with it. All of my hauling animals are outside of my colony at the moment, which means that we will have all this crop once they finish replanting it. Hopefully in summer we'll get all of this. So we've just got like a shit ton of food, and I don't have animals here to eat it. I have some, but not much. And we are going off to a hostile lump of gold. However, before I forget, I need to split this caravan in half, and I need to send all of the dead animals home for peeling so that we can get their meat and stuff. I kind of figure I might send the wood home because we're still good for like the weight of it. I might as well do that. I'm still going to leave them with the clothes and crap in case we find a trader and stuff, but I'll send Skizzer home. Send Skizzer and whatever animals I need for this. And then, yeah, basically next time it'll just be the hostile lump and installing some of the prosthetics and bionics in my colonists. And this time I'm going to allocate them one at a time and make sure that my people are surviving the operation and not having like limbs and organs and shit damaged by it, because my people did some interesting operations yesterday and it was not very successful. How much food you got? You got no food on you. You have the capacity for 9. I don't have any medicine and I'm not expecting you to get attacked. They've got 7 days worth of food. Oh, in the dead animals. Interesting. How about you guys take the berries and maybe the rice, because they got a lot of kibble. Yeah, I'll do. Alright, you guys do that. I will send this guy home. And yeah. It's basically the 1st of August, so it's the first day of summer in the game, which means that we have at least 1 harvest that we could get out of summer, maybe 2. We're lucky if we get both the bottom and the top half, we'll get 2 full, well, not 2 full harvests, but we'll get a full harvest out of the whole thing. At the moment, since we have 10,000 rice in storage, we have like 5 or so thousand potatoes out here in the paddock and some more rice down over here behind my butt. Hold on. Over here. I'm sure we've got good food. Yeah, we've got like 11,000 rice over here. We're pretty much good. But yeah, that would be next Tuesday, because I normally stream this on Tuesdays.